We see it and we hear it from far away, but in sound and colour, an agony that cannot be denied.
This is Osama and he is 5 years old.
Today, a British doctor captured these images in the paediatric ward of Nasser Hospital. The young and vulnerable.
Really shocking. Skin and bone.
There was abundant aid that could have helped them. But nearly 3 months of Israeli blockade kept it out of Gaza. How they were once and how they are now.
These children are so malnourished that they're actually wasting away. It's shocking to see this degree of malnutrition, and it's because of the blockade.
The hunger ward, where we first met 5-month-old Siwa Ashur 2 weeks ago. Allergic to regular milk formula, the special variety she needed was running out under the blockade.
When I change her, her body is very bad and dehydrated. She's like a skeleton. Whenever I look at her, I cry. I cannot bear how thin she is.
Her condition stabilised. And a week ago, Siwar was sent home from the busy hospital with a can of baby formula.
The situation is very dire. We're staying in a tent, and there are many insects. The insects come at her. I have to cover her with a scarf so nothing touches her.
Even though Israel is now allowing some aid into Gaza, there's nothing like enough nutrition for Siwar. Her mum says her weight has dropped again in recent days.
Currently, there is no food or nutrients. The water is polluted and we force ourselves to drink it. We don't have food or bread.
The shelter was hit by gunfire when people attempted to loot food nearby.
When Siwar hears the sounds of the rockets, she gets startled and she cries. She understands these things. The sound of the tanks, warplanes and rockets are so loud and they are close to us. And if she was sleeping, she would wake up startled and crying.
In recent days, Israel has allowed some aid to enter Gaza. To prevent a crisis, it says. Nothing like what's needed, says the UN. Life is hunger, fear and trauma. Dr. Wasim Saeed is a British plastic surgeon who's just returned from Gaza. He's treated many children, like 6-year-old Noor, who suffered severe blast and burn injuries in an Israeli airstrike. Lack of nutrition is making it much harder for wounds to heal, he says.
You could see people losing hope. You could see how depressed they were. The nutritional status of everybody was appalling. So grafts were not taking, wounds were not healing.
Yet for all that he's seen, this British doctor wants to go back. It's his human duty, he told us.
None of this needed to happen. Every time you see a child, you think of your own children and how, you try not to at the time because it would be, you couldn't work if you thought, what if this was happened to my daughter or heaven forbid or something like that.
There is no excitement as the camera passes. The children barely glance. What can surprise a child who lives among the dead, the dying, the waiting to die? Hunger has worn them down. They wait in queues for scant rations or for none at all. They have grown used to my colleague and his camera, filming for the BBC. He witnesses their hunger, their dying, and to the gentle wrapping of their bodies, or fragments of their bodies, in white shrouds upon which their names, if known, are written. For 19 months of war, and now under a renewed Israeli offensive, This local cameraman, who I do not name for his safety, has listened to the anguished cries of the survivors in hospital courtyards. His physical distance is respectful, but they are on his mind, day and night. He is one of them, trapped in the same claustrophobic hell. This morning he is setting out to find Siwar Ashur, a 5-month-old girl whose emaciated frame and exhausted cry at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis affected him so much, when he was filming there earlier this month, that he wrote to tell me something had broken inside him. She weighed just over 2 kilos. 4 liba 6 ozeded. A baby girl of 5 months should be about 6 kilos or over. Siwar has since been discharged and is now at home, my colleague has heard. That is what brings him to the street of pulverized houses and makeshift shelters of canvas and corrugated iron. He conducts his search in difficult circumstances. A few days ago, I messaged to ask how he was doing. "I am not okay," he replied. "Just a short while ago, the Israeli army announced the evacuation of most areas of Khan Yunis. We don't know what to do. There is no safe place to go. Al-Mawasi is extremely overcrowded with displaced people. We are lost and have no idea what the right decision is at this moment." He finds a 1-bedroom shack, the entrance formed of a floral, patterned grey and black curtain. Inside there are 3 mattresses, part of a chest of drawers, and a mirror which reflects sunlight across the floor in front of Siwar, her mother Najwa and her grandmother Reem. Siwar is quiet, held secure by the protective presence of the 2 women. The baby cannot absorb regular milk formula because of a severe allergic reaction. Under the conditions of war and an Israeli blockade on aid arrivals, there is a severe shortage of the formula she needs. Najwa, 23, explains that her condition stabilized when she was in Nasser Hospital, so doctors discharged her with a can of baby formula several days ago. Now at home, she says the baby's weight has started to slip again. "The doctors told me that Siwar improved and is better than before, but I think that she is still skinny and hasn't improved much. They found her only 1 can of milk, and it has started running out." Flies dance in front of Siwar's face. "The situation is very dire," says Najwa. "The insects come at her. I have to cover her with a scarf so nothing touches her." Siwar has lived with the sound of war since last November when she was born. The artillery, the rockets, falling bombs, distant and near. The gunfire, the blades of Israeli drones whirring overhead. Najwa explains, "She understands these things. The sound of the tanks, warplanes and rockets are so loud and they are close to us. When Siwar hears these sounds, she gets startled and cries. If she is sleeping, she wakes up startled and crying." Doctors in Gaza say many young mothers report being unable to breastfeed their babies due to lack of nutrition. The pressing problem is food and clean water. Najwa was malnourished herself when Siwar was born. She and her mother Reem still find it difficult to get anything to eat themselves. It is the struggle of every waking hour. "In our case, we can't provide milk or diapers because of the prices and the border closure." On 22nd May, Israeli military body Kogat said there was no food shortage in Gaza. It said significant quantities of baby food and flour for bakeries had been brought into the enclave in recent days. The agency has repeatedly insisted that Hamas steals aid, while the Israeli government says the war will continue until Hamas is destroyed and the Israeli hostages held in Gaza are released. According to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, 20 hostages seized by Hamas in the 7 October 2023 attacks are believed to be alive and up to 30 others dead. Aid agencies, the United Nations, and many foreign governments, including Britain, reject Kogat's comment that there is no food shortage. US President Donald Trump has also spoken of people starving in Gaza. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres described the amount of aid Israel has allowed into Gaza as a teaspoon. He said Palestinians were enduring what may be the cruelest phase of this cruel conflict, with restricted supplies of fuel, shelter, cooking gas, and water purification supplies. According to the UN, 80% of Gaza is now either designated as an Israeli militarized zone or a place where people have been ordered to leave. The denials, the expressions of concern, the condemnations, and the moments which seemed like turning points have come and gone throughout this war. The sole constant is the suffering of Gaza's 2.1 million people, like Najwa and her daughter Siwar. "One does not think about the future or the past," Najwa says. "There is only the present moment and how to survive it." Like and subscribe for more.